Hello, everybody. Welcome back for another episode of this Steve Thomas Show. I'm your host, Steve Thomas. Our first story tonight is going to be about the fact that Iran has done what they said they were going to do. They have now attacked Israel. A lot of people are ganging up on Israel all of a sudden. Not sure exactly what's going on yet. I know two Iranian generals were killed earlier in the month, and check this clip out right here and then we'll talk about
it. Israel putting its forces on high alert Saturday night, shutting down its airspace as Iran launched dozens of drones and missiles toward the country. The attack retaliation for a strike on Iran's consulate earlier this month that killed two top Iranian generals. Iran blames Israel for that strike, though the Israelis haven't taken responsibility. Rumors of war have been swirling in the intelligence community ever since, Israel readying its defenses in response, trying to shoot down the drones before they reach Israeli airspace. Israel also directing residents in several areas to stay near bomb shelters.
This is a severe and dangerous escalation. Our defensive and offensive capabilities are at the highest level of readiness.
A post on X by the Iranian government through their permanent mission to the UN said the attack can be, quote, deemed concluded, and warned the U.S. against getting involved. Though U.S. military officials tell Fox they have already shot down at least one Iranian drone. President Biden returning to Washington Saturday night, convening a meeting of the National Security Council. The White House maintaining its commitment to Israel is ironclad, saying in a statement, the United States will stand with the people of Israel and support their defense against these threats from Iran.
Okay, so this happened Saturday night. Today's Sunday, April 14th. So Iran launched drones and missiles, they said to be around 200 into Israel, and the IDF intercepted most of them. They didn't say how many landed or how many casualties they got from that. This was foreseen from the U.S. and Israeli intelligence. They saw this coming. So they prepared for it, and Iran did exactly what they said they were going to do. And Iran warned the U.S. not to get involved, but I got some breaking news for you, Iran. The U.S. is involved, and they've been involved in this long before you got involved. We've been involved with Israel for a long time. It's sad that this is going on, but what else can you expect in the present day? Everyone's been ganging up on Israel, and we've been helping them, supply them with some defenses and money and things of that nature. But at the same time, they're going to just need continuous help. They're going to need ongoing help from their allies, including the U.S. They're a small country, and they are just getting the shit knocked out of them left and right from neighbors on their left and right and to the north. So hopefully there will be some conclusion to that war that's going on. Israel has enough enemies. They have enough people that are wanting to wipe them off the map. A lot of it, from what I've seen, seems to be from cultural and religious type of background. The differences is what's causing a lot of that to go on. For our second story tonight, out of Chicago, was at a family event. I don't know if it was a cookout or some kind of get-together, something like that, but 10 people were shot. One was an 8-year-old. There were 3 other kids. They said there was a 1-year-old. 7 adults were wounded. One of the kids died. A 1-year-old. I don't know what else to say about that. Chicago, they said the suspect's still on the run. Take a look at this.
Breaking overnight, a mass shooting in the back of the Yards neighborhood leaves an 8-year-old girl dead, 3 other children wounded, and 7 adults also wounded. Chicago police say it happened around 9:30 last night near 52nd and Damon. Witnesses told police that 2 shooters approached a group which was having an outdoor family gathering. Then they opened fire. Chicago police say this was not a random act.
Regardless of the motivation for this incident, 3 innocent children were struck tonight, and one of them tragically succumbed to her wounds. The offender's actions, make no mistake, are horrific and unacceptable in our city.
Officers found 18 bullets on the scene. The adult victims range from 19 to 40 years old. A 1-year-old and 8-year-old boy are in critical condition.
We're in trouble, Chicago. And some people need to realize the trouble we're in. Some people need to recognize the trouble they're in. Otherwise, we're all going to be in a world of trouble.
You expect that kind of stuff out of Chicago, right? You expect it out of Chicago, New York, LA. This is where this kind of shit's going on. All the time. Kids getting killed, kids getting hurt, innocent bystanders, you know, people getting robbed, old ladies getting beat up. This kind of stuff has been going on for a long time in these areas. And, you know, I know this is breaking news right here, this specific story for Chicago, but it's happened on the south side. This has been going on the south side of Chicago and other sides of Chicago for quite some time, where kids are dropping dead. They don't even know how long they're going to live because they're getting dropped as an innocent bystander most of the time. I mean, hopefully nobody had intention to actually seek out and shoot 8-year-olds and 1-year-olds, okay? But if there's anyone deserving of the death penalty, in my opinion, it's going to be people that shoot little kids and end their life before they even get a chance to live it. I'll sign off on that one. Our final story tonight is out of Anderson Air Force Base in Guam. Y'all check
General
it out.
Miller, let me come to you. Can you help me with something here? Anderson Air Force Base, I understand. This is in Guam, of course. Leaders there recently received an official email that prohibited them from using pronouns or descriptors like he, she, youngest, oldest, male, or female. Why is that? I mean, what's going on?
Senator Hawley, thank you for that question. Actually, that is, we've been talking a lot about that because it was an email, from my understanding, that went out locally from one of the commanders there, and I don't remember at what level. I don't know if it was a group commander or the wing commander there. I believe that it was a Facebook post that went out based on a question. It is not the Air Force policy to not use pronouns. And so I think it was a social media, exacerbated by individuals that said that they were directed for that.
Okay, good. Well, I think that's progress. So you're saying, I'm looking at a news article here published August 31, 2022, saying that PACAF has sent this letter around. Leaders of the base are instructed, do not use pronouns, age, race, etc. And they go on. The unauthorized examples of unauthorized language are male, female, youngest, oldest, he, she. But you're saying that was not an official communication. That has not been a directive.
That is not an official communication from the HAF. Correct.
Okay. And so your position to me is today that is not policy, and that they have not been so instructed.
That is correct.
This is
that
social
is not
media
policy.
kerfuffle. I mean, this is not real. It's not happening.
I don't know if it's not happening, but it is not an official policy from the Department of the Air Force.
Okay. I ask because part of the way it's been reported is that the rationale is to help with lethality and also recruiting. And it was curious as heck how how not using he, she can help with lethality and how it's helping with recruiting.
Josh Hawley, you gotta love him. He's from Missouri, and he's well aware of a lot of things that's going on in the military, as well as Fort Leonard Wood, which is in Missouri. This man stands up for what is right, left and right. And let me tell you something. If he were to run for president, I would vote for him. He's straight up. He gets down to the root of the problems. And he exploits all the dirty stuff that's going on. He's right now trying to get some housing for military on Fort Leonard Wood. He said that they are not getting the housing that they need, that there's not enough housing. But this story was very interesting, though, because they don't want them using pronouns. You think that General Miller didn't know anything about this? You saw her response. She obviously didn't want to get too engaged in it, but she obviously knew something about it, and more than what she's telling. I'm pretty sure of that. She might have even seen the email herself. She might have helped produce it. This is what's going on in our military today. They've gotten so soft with this male, female, transgender, don't call me this, don't call me that, don't mention age, don't mention race, there is no he or her or him or his or any of that. It's crazy. They started with the stress cards and things like that. If you get stressed out, you get one or two stress cards per day, so you could basically bail out from being under pressure. In the military, you need to learn how to operate under stress and pressure, and that's part of the program. That's part of the program. But things have gotten so crazy, and they're trying to be able to recruit more people, and they're using these stupid tactics. You're not going to recruit more people with these stupid tactics. You're just softening up the military even more and pissing more people off. And the recruitment is going to be at an all-time low if it's not already, which I might check into that next. But it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But we're not going to get any deeper on that. I got one last little clip for y'all to watch. Enjoy. Please subscribe. And I love y'all. See y'all back on the next one.